Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. My name is Erwin J. Taoy from Kapalong College of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, taking up Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. So for today's video, I will be discussing the pair of linear equations in two variables. So without further ado, let's get started. So here is my discussion about pair of linear equations and two variables. Now let's proceed. First, let us define what is linear equation. So linear equation is an algebraic equation in which terms are a constant or the product of a constant and variables. Linear equations can have one or more variables. So as you can see here in the graph, so it is one or more variables. So yeah, let's proceed. So first, let us define what is variables. So variables are the unknown part of a linear equation. They are represented with alphabets like X, Y, Z, A, B, C, etc. So meaning, any variables that considers are the alphabet. So yeah, that's the variables. So next, the constants. Constants are the fixed parts of linear equations. The constants may be numbers, parameters, or even non-linear functions or parameters, and then distinct between variables and parameters may depend on the problem. So all in all, so if we talk about the variables, so ito yun siyang mga XYZ, so we call it variables, or any alphabets, any part of the alphabet, so we will call it variables. While constants, those are the integers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are constants. Next. So here is the Cartesian plane and its quadrant. So we have the x-axis and the y-axis. So in the first quadrant, our sign for x and y are positive and positive. So they're both positive. In second quadrant, the value of our x is negative and the value of our y is positive. Next, in the third quadrant, the value of our x is negative, same with our y. So in the fourth quadrant, the value of our x is positive and the value of our y is negative. Next, let's proceed to linear equations in one variable. So the equation, which can be written in the form of ax plus b is equal to 0, where a, or the constant, is not equal to 0. So meaning there is a restriction that a constant should not be equal to 0 kasi nga hindi mo siya ma-define as variables. So next, these type of equations are called linear equations in one variable. For example, number 1, 5x plus 9 equal to 0. Number 2, 39a minus 5 equal to 0. Number 3, 345u is equal to negative 234. And number 4, 5z is equal to 0. So as you notice, so isa lang yung variable niya. So we need to say, we can determine that it is a linear equations in one variable. Now let's proceed to linear equations in two variables. So the equations which can be written in the form ax plus by minus c is equal to 0, where a and b can never be equal to 0. So meaning to say, there is a restriction again that the constant should not be equal to 0. So this type of equations are called linear equations in two variable. So for examples, we have 47x plus 7y is equal to 9, and then 73a minus 61b is equal to negative 13, 44u plus 10v minus 155 is equal to 0, and then 30p plus 100q is equal to 0. So those are the examples of linear equations in two variables. So as you notice, now it is very obvious that those examples is in two variables. Is it because there is a x and y, those are two variables, and then so on and so forth. Next, let's proceed. So here is the graphs of linear equations in one and two variables. So on the other side, as you notice, this is the graph of two variables. So there is a intersections between y and x, as you can see, this one. So on the other side, we have the one variable. So they only have one intersections for y, and then separate from one intersection for x, as you can see, this one and this one. So madidetermine mo agad siya if it is one variable. Is it because ang graph nila is very different. So as you can see, the x and y, in one variable, so pa-horizontal lang yung graph ni ni y, and then pa-vertical naman yung graph ni x. So while the other side, or the other side, the two variables, so ang graph nila is there is a connection, or there is an intersection between the x and the y, and then it will form one line only. So next, let's proceed. So pair of linear equations and two variables. So each linear equations in two variables defined a straight line. To solve a system of two linear equations in two variables, we graph both equations in the same coordinate system. The coordinates of any points that graphs have in common are solutions of the system, since they satisfy both equations. The general form of a pair of linear equations in two variables, x and y, as a sub 1, this one, is a sub 1x plus b sub 1y plus c sub 1 is equal to 0, and a sub 2x plus b sub 2y plus c sub 2 is equal to 0. So this one, where a sub 1, a sub 2, b sub 1, b sub 2, c sub 1, and c sub 2 are all real numbers, and a sub 2 squared plus b sub 1 squared is not equal to 0. Same goes with the other. So these are the methods for solving pair of linear equations in two variables. So there are two methods now for solving pair of linear equations in two variables. So first we have this one, the graphical method, and the algebraic method. So let us discuss what are these two. First, let us discuss the graphical method for solving pair in linear equations in two variables. When a pair of linear equations is plotted, two lines are defined. Now, there are two lines in a plane can intersect each other, be parallel to each other, and coincide with each other. The points the two lines intersects are called the solutions of the pair of linear equations. So these are the condition 1, the intersecting lines. So this one, if a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 1, a sub 2 is not equal to b sub 1, b sub 2, b sub 1, b sub 2, then linear of equations a sub 1x plus b sub 1y plus c sub 1 is equal to 0, a sub 2x plus b sub 2y plus c sub 2 is equal to 0 has a unique solution. Meaning, there is an intersection between x and y, so the intersection would be the solution of the linear equation. So next we have the condition 2, coincident lines. So this one, so a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 1, a sub 2 is equal to b sub 1, b sub 2, this one, b sub 1, b sub 2 is equal to c sub 1, c sub 2, c sub 1, c sub 2, then the pair of linear equations a sub 1x plus b sub 1y plus c sub 1 0, c sub 1 is equal to 0, and a sub 2x plus b sub 2y plus c sub 2 is equal to 0 has an infinite solution. So meaning to say, if the two lines are nag-coincide sila, meaning na ganyan sila, so there is a infinite solution. So meaning to say, marami siyang solution, there is a lot of solutions to solve the linear equations. Next, we have the condition 3. Parallel lines, if a1, a sub 2, a sub 1, a sub 2 is equal to this one, b sub 1, b sub 2, b sub 1, b sub 2 is not equal to c sub 1, c sub 2, c sub 1, c sub 2, then a pair of linear equations a sub 1x plus b sub 1y plus c sub 1 is equal to 0, this one, and a sub 2x plus b sub 2y plus c squared, c sub 2 is equal to 0 has no solution. So meaning to say, if two distinct lines is not is parallel to each other, then there is no solution because hindi natin makakita kung ano yung kanyang mga intersections at ano ang proper na coordinates sa ating linear equation. So that's it. So a pair of linear equations which has no solution is said to be inconsistent pair of linear equations. A pair of linear equations which has a unique or infinite solution are said to be consistent pair of linear equations. So yeah, that's it. Now let's proceed the graph of all three conditions. So as you can see here in the graph, so first we will discuss the parallel lines. As you can see this one, so there is no solution for that. Kasi nga, parallel yung kanyang dalawang line. So, hindi natin makikita if ano ba yung kanyang mga pair of solution. Kasi nga, they are parallel. So, next, we have the intersecting lines. So, this one, there is only one unique solutions for the linear equation. As you can see, there is an intersection. So this is what we call the unique solution. So next we have the coincident coincident lines. So this one, as you can see here, so meaning, nag-ano sila, no? Kanang, yung nag-ano sila, same lang yung, ano niya, same lang yung line na dinaanan niya. So we can call it coincident lines, or there is an infinite solution. Next, we have the second method. We have the algebraic method for solving pair of linear equations and two variables. So there are three algebraic methods for solving pair of linear equations and two variables. So here I will just discuss the two common method because I am not familiar with the cross multiplication method. So first I will be discussing the elimination by substitution method, and then next we have the elimination by equating coefficient method. First we have the elimination by substitution method. The first step for solving a pair of linear equations by substitutions method is to solve one equation for either of the variables. Next, choosing any equation in any variables for the first step does not affect the solution for the pair of equations. So third, in the next step, we'll put the resultant value of the chosen variable obtained in the chosen equation in other equation and solve for the other variable. So fourth, we have in the last step, we can substitute the value obtained of one variable in any one equation to find the value of other variable. To understand more, we will have the example. Example, to solve the following equation in substitution method, we have 7x minus 5y is equal to 2 and x plus 2y is equal to 3. So step 1, ang gi-choose niya is katong equation 2. So ang equation 2 niya is x plus 2y is equal to 3. And then we write as, so we will use the EPA or addition property of equality. So we have x is equal to this one. X is equal to 3 minus 2y. So in step 2, substitute the value of x in the equation 1 we get. So in equation 1, we get the x is equals to this one. We get x equals to 3 minus 2y. So we will substitute it in our first equation like this one. So ang value ng x natin dito ay magiging this one. So substitute the value of x in equation 1, we get, so this one, 7 quantity 3 minus 2y, since ang value ng x natin sa ating nakuha is ito, minus 15y is equal to 2. So we already substitute the value of x in our first equation. We'll have the elimination by equating coefficient method. So steps, number 1, equate the non-zero constants of any variable by multiplying the constants of a same variable in both equations with other equation so that the result constant or the resultant constants of one variable in both equations become equal. And number 2, subtract one equation from another to eliminate a variable and find the value of that variable, this one. And then number 3, this one, solve for the remaining variable by putting the value of one solved variable. Understand more, we will be having our example like this one. Elimination by equating coefficient method. So first, we have the first equation x plus this one, x minus 2y is equal to 8. That's our first equation. 2x plus y is equal to 5. That's our second equation. So here, how to get it? How to eliminate the value of x and y? So in our first step, diba, it defines na you have to find any numbers or constant that will subtract the value of the second equation nga imong gusto i-eliminate. So here we choose the first equation like this one, and then we choose to eliminate the 2y. So it's up to you if you want to choose the 4x or the 2y. So here I choose the 2y to eliminate and to get the value of our x. So to do that, we multiply the first equation into two constants. So 2 times 2x is equal to 4x, like this one. And then 2 times y is equal to 2y. And then 2 times 5 is equal to 10, like this one. This is the result. So after you get the result, after you get that, so you can now eliminate the value of the y. So this one, so kinopy ko lang yun. You have to copy this one. So ito na siya. And then you have to copy the result of your the step 1, like this one. And then sa step 2, you have to eliminate the value. So since negative 2y plus 2y is equal to 0, so you have to eliminate it. So this one, eliminate. So the remaining will be for this one, 4x plus x is equals to 5x. And then 8 plus 10 is equal to 18. And then divide both sides by 5. And then ang ma-remain is x. So magiging x is equal to 18 over 5. And then now we already have the value of our x. So now let's proceed to our step 3. So in our step 3, it states there that you have to substitute mo yung nakuha mong value sa any of the variable. Since ang kinuha natin dito ay x, so we have to substitute the value of x in our first equation or in second equation. So you have to choose lang naman whether asan mo siya i-substitute, di ba sa first equation or sa second equation. So here, we choose the second equation like this one. So here it is. So first, choose the APA or addition property of equality. So para ma-remain yung y natin sa kabila. So this one, as you can see, this one. So y, remain yung y. So yung 5 remain din sa kabila. Then, ang 2x natin dito is, we will put it sa kabila, so magiging negative 2x. After that, we'll put or substitute the value of our x like this one. So ang mangyayari ngayon is magiging nandito na siya yung value ng ating x. So y is equal to 5 minus 2 times 18 over 5. So here we will multiply. So negative 2 times 18 is equal to 36. So remain lang yung ating denominator na 5. And then we will subtract the 5 minus 36 over 5. So ang ma-remain na lang is y is equals to this one. So negative 11 over 5. And now we can conclude that the value of our x is this one, 18 over 5, and the value of our y is equal to negative 11 over 5. So there you have it. So there you have it, guys. I hope you learned something from me, and then don't forget to click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell. So I hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye. Thank you.